Hi, guys.
Hello.
So thanks for coming on Valentine's Day for some poetry. I'm going to do a whole bunch of various love poetry. I think it's important to acknowledge, yes, there is romantic love, but there's also love for other people, love for yourself. So I'll do a smattering of that. When I first started to think about what poems I wanted to do, my poem actually wasn't the first one I thought of. There's a poet by the name of Brad Morden that is kind of a legend in Ottawa. He used to actually be the director of Capital Slam for a minute there, and he brings out a lot of love in the way that he performs poetry and the way that he writes it. So he has a poem called The Secret. So I wanted to start with that one because it's a feature set. If I tell you it's not mine, you know it's not mine, but it's still a beautiful poem, and I think it's like a really good way to start the set. So, I remember when love was just this silly little game that I knew absolutely nothing about. But I still got to play. Over and again, even today, if I were to be completely honest, I'd tell you how nothing's changed. I still know love like a neighbor whose names I can barely remember, that we still smile like we mean it. Like we're both on the very same secret that I can't seem to keep. It's like I could fall in love another 7 times tonight without even blinking. It's like that you can lose it when you blink, when only for a moment you deceive yourself into believing that you own it, like an object. The chances are you've probably already lost it, like some dance step you can't quite catch. So you just step on the toes of those who get too close when we could get so much closer. We could come to know love like the weight of our bones, like the darkest corners of our homes we moan in anticipation of better lighting. A bit more compassion, a lot less fighting for attention. I remember when love was this really complicated game that I knew everything about, but I didn't get to play. Over and again, even today, if I would be completely honest, I would tell you how nothing's changed. On the nights, I know love like a god with one name and one face, and there's no need to look all around me. No need to look deep inside, though standing right beside me, there's a secret to love. It's never meant to be kept in a closet. It's never shut up in some locked box, worn tight like a locket, and we can wear it like wet weather. And you can share it like the moments we are building here together. I remember when love didn't feel like a game at all. And suddenly, it was more like we were all just eating fresh fruit in season. Like we didn't need a single reason to smile, so we look strangers on strange streets directly in the eye and say hi. As if each and every passerby might just be some mystery worth solving. Might be an answer calling for our question, a lesson learned and leaving room for surprises. You know, the ones that arise when our eyes open to this world that has just been waiting for us to happen. Like an overdue nap in a hammock. Like a dusty old box of memories we've pulled out of the attic, love can be the relief of an addict who no longer needs to feed the demons that destroy them. It's the magic of these near tragic endings miraculously missed. It's going to the airport for some long-awaited kiss. It's like this. Like a wish come true. Like me standing here sharing these words with you, love. It's like speaking the truth when a lie would seem so easy. Please believe me, I've known love more plentiful than the air that we breathe, both in and out. Forever and again. There's a secret to love. You can't keep it. So that's Brad's poem. He does it, the last time I saw it live, he did it with a ukulele track in the back. And it was actually really cool because he's both a musician and a poet and a good one at both of those. So, I'm going to read you some old shit because it's fun. And yeah, because I like it. I cannot wait to fall in love again. I want to fall in love again so I can say those 3 words again and actually mean it. I mean, I love all of you, but to love someone is to love saying the words, I love you to them and mean it. It means giving and taking love and letting no particle of love go to waste. I want to find that person whose time I can waste. Time being the most important resource anyone has, more important than possessions, money, and jobs combined. I want to waste time like it's a tap water you draw before a nice, cold glass of water. I want to meet someone that is as refreshing as that nice cold glass of water on a hot afternoon, one of those days where you do absolutely nothing and sit sipping on the sun until the evening when you sit with your loved ones and watch throwbacks like The Mask. I want my heart to be pumping out of my chest like that scene in The Mask, so much excitement that it'll extrude unpredictably like the little alien from Alien, but you'll be the one that will keep it under control. Actually, I want our love to be out of control. I want late nights to turn into early mornings to turn into late nights and on and on and on until we're both zombies for each other. Neither of us having the self-control to stop the vicious cycle of brain-eating love. I want to eat brains with you. Okay, maybe not brains, but I want to experience all new things with you. I want you to be as excited as I am to try new things, but also get excited for the little things, like getting a kick out of rubbing a pregnant belly. This might be a little bit much, but I want to make a pregnant belly with you. To be able to take care of you for 9 months as you take care of our little one for 9 months, and for 9 months, see the beauty that is the creation of life. I want to create a life with you. I want to start thinking of our future, and I get all giddy at the thought of all the poems I would write you, all the prose written to tell our story, and being able to cherish firsts like that first love letter I ever sent you. I want to write you a first love letter, but I don't know who you are yet. The letter would probably start with the words, "I cannot wait to fall in love with you." Maybe I'll meet you serendipitously in an elevator. Maybe you'll tell me you like my words after a poetry show like this one. And maybe, just maybe, we'll be able to consider the first love letter, we'll consider this, the first love letter I ever wrote you. So I was single at the time. I am not. I am happily engaged now, so I'm happy about this. We'll talk about that later. But first, I think it's important to not only look at your romantic partners, but also family. Family is really important on Valentine's Day because it's love. Love is like everything. So I was looking through my family poems, and this was the one about my mom that I thought was, the most loving. I don't know. It's something. That's why I chose it. I don't believe in fate. There is no cosmic story, no predestined purpose, but I do believe life is defined by moments. I remember last year, forget the scores, forget the team, forget the competition. That night was all about having my dad in the audience. He finally got to see his son proudly share their story. A day before Mother's Day, not many moons ago, jazz and poetry harmonized a beautiful piece on matriarchy missing in action. The poet professed wishing his mother was here to see his glory, and I realized in that moment I never wanted that to be my future. Regret sits heavy on the circumstantial, so tonight I want to raise a word to the woman who raised me and to the first woman who held my heart. My mother and I have an unorthodox relationship. Whenever we're together, it's all card playing and cackling. We give each other updates, warming up souls with coffees and handfuls of happiness. We never used to keep score, but recently we started to tally the games to crown an ultimate winner, and I already know the results. I will be the champion. She planted seeds when I was young, watering them constantly, and whether she realizes it or not, our book of pastime playing will be my most precious family heirloom. The sentimental value is not lost on her. With each game we play, the roots of my heart grow stronger and wiser. Her presence reminds me how to appreciate being loved and what being held feels like. She was the creator of this heart some 32 years ago, and she was there to hear the melody of the first heartbeat. The oceans in my mother's eyes wave calmness like the tides, and her DNA is my guide on how to love. Stories of her staying up until 5 a.m. Christmas Day just to make sure we had the most perfect Christmas morning warms my heart, and really, I shouldn't be surprised. Loving is a muscle, and my mom is a marathon runner. Memories are blessed moments and perfectly captured by minds, and while this poem may never be perfect, my mother's love has always been. I moved away a while ago now, and we don't see each other as often as we should like. We're not together for most celebration, but if life is made of moments, I can assure that at least tonight is special. I don't know if I can make it up for the last 7 years I've been living in Ottawa, and I don't always send a card, but I can write a poem that will be special to both of us. So to you, mums,